Alright, I'm going to do a quick video on whether you can make money raising bottle calves or not. In 2019, we did 6 Holstein bulls. We get ours from a big dairy just down the road. They do milk about 240 head, but they don't raise their own steers, so they sell their calves off pretty cheap. Most of them are contracted out to be raised. Some of them are not, and so we picked up some of those. We picked up, like I said, 6. We had 3 calves that we got initially that were real good looking calves. We had one that was kind of on the small side, and then we had a set of twins that came out very small, and we knew from the day they hit the ground that there's a good chance they weren't going to make it, but we were going to be hopeful and try. So we're going to focus on 2 different groups. Calf 1, 2, and 3, which are our first group that turned out really well, and calf 4, 5, and 6, and then we'll get to them. So on the first set, calf 1, 2, and 3, for our costs here, the purchase price per head is $30, and this is in Northeast Indiana, where I know a lot of people are paying $100, $150 a head, so there's a huge break there already. I averaged about $35 a head in milk replacer. Excuse me, about $24 per head in grain, and we fed them out to be about 250 pounds and then sold them off as feeders, and then had about $9 in meds on each head. About $8 per head in hay was pretty cheap, and then nothing in straw for our bedding. So I had a buddy that bought a barn that had a hayloft full of straw, and he doesn't have animals, and so I was just using that. He wanted to get rid of it, so I was using that. So again, another big bonus for me. So the total cost, if you add all those up, is $106 per head. So that's $324. So they sold, the 2 better looking calves sold at $188 a piece. And then the third one sold for $124, so that's $500 total. So you have $324 and then $500, whatever that comes out to be. 100 and I can't do math right now. 76, I think, 176. In profit, and that's going outside every day. Making bottles, going outside, feeding bottles, washing bottles every single day, and then doing water, grain, and hay when that time comes. So that's on the first group. So the first group turned out pretty well at 176. It's not a lot of money, but it's not a loss. So the second group, they're all raised at the same time, but the first group was a little bit older. All 3 died. And that's tough, both in financially on your wallet, and that an animal that you're in charge of and supposed to be taken care of didn't make it. Like I said, we knew the twins that when they hit the ground that there's a good chance they weren't going to make it. They were very small, but we like animals and we wanted to give them a shot, and we wanted them to grow up and at least make small calves, but it just didn't work out. They got pneumonia, and it is winter. And the 4th calf also ended up getting pneumonia shortly after they had it. But the other 3 made it through. So for them, their costs, the medium-sized calf 4, I had about $100 in, and then the 2 twins I had less than $50 when they passed. So with all the costs between all 6 of the calves, I had $590 in all 6. And only got to sell 3, and those 3 sold for $500. So my mortality rate is just terrible at 50%, and I'm kind of embarrassed to explain that. But it is what it is, and that's the reality of things. Sometimes you draw a short straw. I knew that they were sick. I knew that I had already gotten a deal, and I gambled on them. At $30 a head, I was going to gamble, and I lost here. So I ended up losing $90 total, because obviously the 3 sold for $500, and all 6 of them cost me $590. I like dealing with animals, so it was kind of worth it for me just to lose the $90. But if you're in it for like a large profit, this maybe not be for you. But if it's experience working with animals, whatever, it's nice, and it's I hope my son will get into 4-H and learn the experience of, having something to look after and having something to rely on you and taking care of an animal. It's a good experience. Like I said, I had a pretty good break. I'm only paying $30 a head. I had free straw. So there's some other thoughts to consider. If you're doing your own, if you're going to have, you're going to have to pay $150 a head, it might be a big difference. Or if your straw is expensive, I know hay is expensive right now with all the flooding we had last year, and then they're calling for more, and hopefully that doesn't happen. But, well, I hope this helps somebody, and maybe someone out there knows a lot more than me and can do it a lot more efficient than me. And I know if we would have kept feeding them out beyond the 250 pounds, we could have increased our profit margin. But for us, that was about the right size for our facilities. We don't have much room for large cattle, so the 250 mark was a good time to part ways. So, well, I hope this helps somebody. If you have any questions, let me know. Put them in the comments. I'll get to them if I can. Don't be stupid. Thanks.